Welcome to Master Powercast. Our subject tonight, character spotlight on Clawful, being introduced to the vintage line, Wave 3, 1984. Anytime we go through these character spotlights, Battle Ram blog is the place to go, the place to be. So that's where all of these images, for the most part, I got a couple other ones because it only goes so far. And of course, over the years, we've kind of gone beyond the classics line and filmation and mini comics and vintage, and of course we do have to talk a little bit about some of the newer stuff. Curious,
I don't have to. You choose to do that, don't you? I ain't doing that shit.
I forced Tyler to look at these images to get his opinion because we can't leave any stone unturned. So we will go ahead.
I know it wouldn't be a full comprehensive discussion unless we talk about the modern bullshit.
So we'll start off first. This was like the early designs here, and I get why that this had to change, but what are your opinions of this kind of being like one molded piece? Do you think they should have stuck with that, or do you kind of like the final design?
I'm more with the final design. Like I get that, but you know, the final design is such a work of art. Like I just look at this as a very primitive, but like, you know, we're on the path to getting the badass Clawful. Like some slight modifications are made to it, but overall it's pretty close to what we would get, you know, on toy shelves eventually.
Yeah,
you know, and it just I'm glad that they made some of the changes that they did.
Yeah,
you know, because the Skeletor feet were used, I feel like, for so many villains, like, you know, in early stages, and giving him, you know, different sculpt feet that would be used for Buzz Off and Whiplash, you know, was the way to go, I think.
Yeah. So we start
more,
off more
proportion with his body, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, kind of going back to that.
See right there, that this is like an early origin sculpt. That's an insult to the original figure. I take that back. You know,
but we go through some various stages. So much like Tyler stated, we have Skeletor legs. We're starting off brown, but as we go forward, and I think they were kind of using more basing off of this as well. Yeah.
But I remember I didn't see that cross-sell artwork until I think when I got Prince Adamant on card or something like that. I had never seen any cross-sell artwork of Clawful, so seeing him with like fair skin as opposed to like the tan legs and tan arms, like it's like, this is kind of odd. And he's illustrated like that, you know, in various like books, like golden books and things like that too, where he doesn't have like tan skin. And that obviously that didn't strike me as odd or weird, but when I saw the cross-sell, I was like, it's just different.
Yeah, it does stick out more. So now we're kind of getting more into the final designs. We see that the brown has changed to blue. Early versions, as Tyler stated, we did get Skeletor legs, but then we get the Buzz Off Whiplash legs. So you can find Skeletor legs out in the wild, and it's not hard to find, but I think the Buzz Off Whiplash legs are a little more plentiful.
I think so too. I'm trying to see mine on the shelf. On my, I think I got Skeletor legs on my. I'll be damned. I didn't bother to look. I got Skeletor legs on my Men on Card Clawful.
All right. So yeah, it's I don't think it's I didn't look price wise if people caught on to that and up the price or whatever because of that. So
and those kind of variations, I just kind of think like, you know, if you're going to charge that, you know, think you're going to scam someone because this one has a variation in legs.
Yeah.
Like it ain't like a rarity like the black-faced Grizzlor or something like that. It's just a change in the figure itself. And, you know, if you're one of those fans, 484 at Kmart, God.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who loves to see like where a particular toy, where it was sent to be bought and purchased, and, you know, and like still has that price tag. I'm like, oh my God, like, oh, it's so cool.
Here's the back of the cards. So we have Clawful going one-on-one with Teela.
That's a very cool looking Teela too. I didn't think Clawful was drawn as vicious as I would expect him to be on the back of the card.
And kind of at the angle that we're looking at it, that's almost sort of like it's the one piece like we have.
Yeah,
in the
and
early
maybe that's
prototype.
what Errol's illustration was based on, was more of the prototype. I don't know. He just doesn't look as menacing. Tila looks very good.
Yeah.
Right there. And I like the setting in the swamp too. But,
and then you work the lever, you make the claw grab, press
my
the base
didn't-
of the other claw.
Yeah, and I didn't have the claw because I got mine secondhand, but he was in great shape. The claw worked wonderfully.
Let's talk about secondhand, because all the time I saw this figure as a kid, always missing the breastplate. Nine times out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, that was another Patrick Carrico score.
I don't know why. Like, obviously they have it here on the packaging saying that it's removable, but for me as a kid, I would have no reason that I would want to remove the breastplate.
Me neither.
I don't know why other kids did that, unless it was something they played too hard with the figures and maybe like broke the breastplate, but I don't.
That, or for whatever reason you decide you want to put Clawful's chest plate on another character, which I never had. And I hate that. And because I think I went through most of my childhood without He-Man's harness, because I lost the harness in all of his weapons like very early on. So I'd always have to pretend like the He-Man I had was the one in the movie where he's been captured by Skeletor and he's not wearing his harness or his cape. And
that's smart.
And I had to use Fisto's sword as He-Man's power sword.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely had no interest in taking off any of the chest armor for any reason whatsoever. It just seemed pointless to just. And why would you make that an option? You know?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, damn near everybody. I mean, on this roster here, Teela's was removable. Man at Arms, Mechanic, Beastman, and Merman were the only one. And yeah, you could no Triclops. You could take Triclops off too, just based on this roster. Hell, you could take Beastman's shoulder armor off too, and Man at Arms. Like everything is, I guess, which is a nice little. You know, if you're setting up a story, like they're going to get suited up for battle or something like that.
Sure, but I never.
More likely to lose the stuff when you have options like that.
Yeah, much like you, I never did that. But I guess it's got to be a thing, right? Because even today, you walk down a toy aisle and you can find like Ninja Turtle stuff. It's like, oh, mix and match parts and all these things. I'm like, yeah, I guess kids did this stuff. It wasn't us though.
No. And of course you go to any flea market, and if they don't have skid marks on the figures, they sure as hell are, they're missing everything that came with them. You know?
Oh wait, that's complete. That's going to be $400.
Yeah. This is like, do you know what this is? Well, no, not really, but it's from the 80s, right? It's from that line back in the 80s. That was pretty popular way back. Yeah. I need $400 for that.
Yeah. Of course, around this time period of Clawful's release, the battle armor stuff getting some love. So
yeah, this was a great year, man. 84 was, not was the year you and I were born, but it was one of the best years in the property, I think. I mean, it's really just getting bigger. Like, it's just like the villains are getting more kick-ass, the heroes are getting more kick-ass.
Yeah,
it was a giant step forward with this way. I look at this as like, man, this is really like an incredible year to be a He-Man fan, with all the characters that are being introduced, the new looks of He-Man and Skeletor with their variants, and all the great mini comics that are coming out. It's firing all cylinders, man. Mattel's kicking a lot of ass back then.
So check the feet. So here we go. We got the Skeletor feet, and now we get the Whiplash Buzz-Off feet on this. Of course, both of them come with Clash of Arms, which we will discuss here momentarily, but you can there's the different feet on the card. And then where did this one come from? Montgomery West for $4.99. Montgomery Ward. Sorry. I just saw the W and wasn't paying attention.
Which I was, apparently we had one of those in our area, but I was too little to remember it.
Nope. No recollection of a Montgomery
Ward.
Me
neither. And I'm pretty sure my mom has said that we had one in Radford, but it was like a walk-in and place orders from a catalog store. It wasn't like you walked in and actually bought stuff in there.
Yeah, so not much difference price wise either between them and Kmart.
And I feel like some of those department stores, like, would ask like maybe 50 cents, almost to $1 more for these figures. All right, and here we got like a few other characters. We got Fisto on this cross-sell artwork, along with Cobra Khan and Web Store.
Yeah. So a couple of differences here.
Yeah.
Not just the feet. So here's a better look. This is
his arms are reversed there.
Yeah. Of course, we got in black and white. He was also packaged here with Jitsu, but this was like the only other packaging
way to get him. Yeah,
yeah.
It didn't come in he never came in a multi-pack of any kind.
No,
and he wasn't like in a deluxe like with the Beast or anything like that. Oh God, this is one of the greatest illustrations ever done.
Yeah.
If there's a soul out there who doesn't like this, and I hope you rot in hell.
Wow. All right.
Like, how do you find anything? Like, I'm sorry, but why can't we continue to get images this Apex and Alpha? Like this is meant for 4 and 5 year olds in the 80s. Like, and this kicks the shit out of everything. I mean, everyone is just like, they all look like the apex predators of their world, man. They all look like just absolute badasses, man. I'm like, man, it's just, this blew my fucking mind when I was a kid, when I had heard of it. And when I finally saw it on He-Man.org, oh my God, like,
I gotta get this. What magazine is it in?
Yeah, and boy, and I made sure I did, man. And it was a glorious state. Oh, and speaking of badass, man, the greatest piece of American literature ever been done. Fuck your Shakespeare's and all your other bullshit, recommended reading in school, man. Clash of Arms. Like, if I ever met Christy Marks, I would tell her she wrote the greatest piece of American literature.
So Clawful appears in the Clash of Arms, but also Montana and the Menace of the Evil Horde.
Yeah, he didn't get as awesome as he is. He did not get a lot of attention and love in the mini comics line. Don't know why. A lot of characters you'll see in this mini comic did not get, like Webster and Jitsu did not get a ton of appearances. They got Webster, Jitsu and Webster. There's a shitty custom to be made.
There you
go. But yeah, Webster got a few more, but Jitsu and Clawful, and I have always to this day linked them together as like this. Even though they're seen together in this, they're not like a duo, but I always linked them as a duo because of how badass and the epitome of villainy that they represented in this mini comic, reading this in Christmas of '87.
Of course, at some point, we will revisit Clash of Arms and give it another review. We have to.
Well, we have to do that, man. And he is, and I this was my only intake or version of him that I had seen up until I think when I got the figure in 2nd grade. And this is all I knew. And one or two appearances that I saw very briefly as a child in the animated series, of course. So this is pretty much what I had to go on for a long time was this appearance, and I was overwhelmed by how he looked. I just thought, oh my God, like, this is just such a cool villain, man. Like, words just couldn't describe. Like, even as a kid, like wanting to pretend to be Clawful, like pretend like I had a big claw arm, and just wanting to embody being this badass.
It is, when you really think about it, it is a bit of a missed opportunity to not have something like we would get in later years with future toy lines. Could you imagine being able to go and just buy Fisto's Fist that is like the cosplay stuff? So it's like Fisto's Fist.
Kids like a Jitsu and a Clawful, like right arm, like a chopping hand, a snapping arm, a big metallic fist.
Yep.
Dude, that's a brilliant idea, man.
Yeah,
that's fucking genius. And boy, I tell you, if they had any of those as a kid, I didn't throw tantrums as a kid, but if I was denied one of those, I probably would have thrown a public tantrum over that.
I mean, you could already picture the commercial, right? Yeah, I would honestly, I would put it maybe in 2 packs, like Fisto's Fist and Clawful's Claw, or like Jitsu's hand, and make it a 2-pack. But then you just picture the commercials, 2 kids playing with them, pretending to be those characters. That would have been a lot of fun, because I mean, even for me, I think if I would have seen Fisto's Fist, I would have jumped all over that as a kid.
Yeah, because I Fisto again was right there next to He-Man in terms of my favorite characters as a kid. And I mean, that just seemed like such a no-brainer, like to have that done. Then you could have like Thunder Punch him, like a lit up fist that you could put on yours, as if like you're a Thunder Punch.
Yep.
Like
missed opportunity with that role play stuff, which Ninja Turtles would definitely.
Oh, the
cash in
role
on
play
that.
kits for those, they were fucking amazing, dude. As simple and primitive as they were, man, they really made you feel like, I get to be Donatello and Leonardo for all day today.
Yep. Clawful makes appearances in the Golden Books, Maze of Doom, Dangerous Games, and Power from the Sky. So here we get some images from all three of those books.
This is some great Fred Carrillo artwork here. He draws a great Skeletor, and Webster looks good. Evelyn looks wonderful. Triclops is not bad, and Clawful doesn't look his best right there, but it's not horrible. Not this, on the other hand, is clunky as shit.
Yeah.
It's like not good at all.
The potential was there.
Well, and had I seen this at a very young age, I'd have been more about, oh my God, look who all is in this big splash page. I mean, we got so many. I mean, Jitsu and Clawful alone, but then I got Webster and I got Triclops and Evelyn Merman.
And I think that's kind of how you have to approach it looking at it today. It's like, yeah, the art's not the best, but look at the roster that's on the page.
The roster sold me. I would have, at the time, been all about this story because of just who's represented, man. That's what really sold me. If I'm seeing more of outside the usual suspects of a He-Man story, like I'm there as a kid, and that's what I like to push now. The Maze of Doom, and I had the Golden Book VHS tape that had this story on it, and it was fine. It didn't leave the biggest impression on me. I was a little bit older when I finally got this because I had no idea there was a second tape. And I got it at a flea market. I got it at the Hillsville Flea Market back in like 1995, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my granddaddy had a VCR TV combo in his camper, and he let me test it out to make sure it worked. So I tested. Oh my God, I had the Rock Warriors, this one, and oh fuck, I can't remember what the other episode is on there, but some more Fred Carrillo artwork here.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. He draws such a great Skeletor.
Merman's a little right.
Yeah, he's got more of that Crossfield artwork, But Merman's, I tell you, that is a conversation for a later date, man. Talking about the incarnations of Merman, the way the figure we got, the Crossfield artwork, the formation change, like he's drawn differently in all kinds of ways, man.
Yeah, we'll mark it down for the future.
There's another image from Maze of Doom there. Clawful's just not given the most menacing look as he deserves.
Yeah, I think it's so far when you kind of really look at it.
The way Larry Houston drew him right there, it still to this day has set the bar. And I'm, if I meet him in person, man, like you'll probably think, what is this kid still on this? Yeah, I'm still crazy about the way what you did on He-Man.
Hey, you remember when you were on the show? No.
And this is Power from the Sky. This is like the last Golden Book that I ever got. I mean, that was the last one I had to get, and I remember thinking it was gonna be so amazing. Oh my God, look at this cover! The cover kicks all kinds of ass. And like, yeah, it was just a substandard story. It was like, well, cool characters in it, but it's not a great story.
And of course,
one of the William George posters.
Yeah, featured on the posters. This is always kind of checks the marks. Of course, Tyler has these straight across from him on the wall.
Yep.
That he can stare at.
Yeah, that one right there. Actually, that's one I have yet to get. I've yet to pull. It's in my basket, and it's just, I don't know why I just don't pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, most of you may kind of, Tyler's made some progress now on the rearranging of the Master Universe room.
So hopefully by the next episode, this will be filled in with something else and more stuff, and it'll just get better and better. And I'll get more of Kevin Sharpwork's art put over there, and that's kind of another concern of mine too, because I've got a shit ton of artwork from him I have not picked up, and he's working on another one as we speak.
Oh boy!
So I'm like, when I get those, I guess I'm just going to be having to do some rotating, or swapping them out.
Swapping them out.
Yeah.
It's like I told you, you're going to have to buy one of those portfolio books so you can take the other artwork and put them there and keep them safe.
Yeah.
But also too, the benefit of Tyler doing all this and creating this, having Kevin bring it to life, is that creates topics for the show.
Yeah.
Having many comic covers and the story that surrounds
stuff that, like, even though, we got, oh God, this was so kick ass when I saw this as a kid. Oh my God, like He-Man and Clawful, and Clawful just picks him right up.
So we move now to the Filmation. So the appearances of Clawful, Driel's Return, Castle of Heroes, The Witch and the Warrior from season 1, and then in season 2, Freddy Cat, A Trip to Morania, Things That Go Bump in the Night, and The Secret of Grayskull. So this is
none of those are good episodes in season 2.
So admittedly too, because my plan was to watch all of these episodes to really kind of get a feel for Clawful and Filmation, but unfortunately my internet was out all day yesterday, so I only got to watch Driel's Return and Castle of Heroes, both of which are episodes I did not enjoy. I mean, Clawful aside, like I like the introduction of Clawful. I enjoy the voice. I like how badass he is in it, but the story going on around him, Yuckers fucking sucks. Ruins the entire episode for me. I didn't like it at all. But seeing the difference here, going from the figure and seeing mini comics, golden books, to seeing Filmation, I really like this design quite a bit. So much so, I have considered getting the Club Grayskull Classics of Clawful. He's not very expensive, so I thought about maybe picking him up, but that kind of starts a snowball effect for me because I'm like, all right, because I already have a couple of the Club Grayskull stuff on the shelf. Like I have Modulok and Shadow Weaver because I didn't want to spend the money for the other classics that were out in the line at the time. If I get this Clawful figure, do I then start to get the other Club Grayskull Filmation classics? And
I mean, there's some that I don't even know. Like I didn't get Roboto, I didn't get Katrina, I didn't get Fisto. I think it just kind of got to a point where, like, you know what, I felt like, you know, I was good with the ones that I got. I mean, I got Jitsu, I got Clawful, I got Spikor, you know, Skeletor, and I got quite a few, but I'm like, you know, I just kind of feel like, you know what, I didn't need to have all the Filmation ones. And I think, and, you know, once the line got canceled, I'm like, oh, great, now Mattel's going to make their horse shit.
Oddly enough, you mentioned Katrina and Fisto. Actually, now that I think about it, I do have the Club the Club Grayskull. I have those figures. Fisto is because I didn't want to get the pay the money for the other classics Fisto at the time, but I have since gotten that figure. I don't know. That might be the thing. I might just start and get all of those now and find a space. I'm running out of room in here. Tyler talks about it all the time.
Yeah,
but this office space. Anyway.
You can make it work. Believe me, if I can make it work with all the stuff I've got, I'm sure I can make it work if I was given the opportunity to, like, hey, Tyler, take this figure, work it into the wall somehow. All right, man. But on the Mission Impossible music, man, I'm gonna get this shit done.
I was talking about Yuckers sucking and kind of really bring down the episode for me. What is your opinion of Driel's Return overall?
It's good up until the song. You know,
the song's pretty bad.
And I know Robbie London wanted to put a song in there that was deliberate. It wasn't like it was forced. He's like, he wanted to have a song put in this episode. And I hated the song as a kid. Yuckers, I was just kind of indifferent to, because once when I watched it for the first time and the orca says Clawful and Trapped, I'm like, what, huh? You know, so when Clawful shows up and he's not under Skeletor's leadership, he's on his own and calling the shots, like, oh my God, this is the alpha male that I always thought. You know, like, and it didn't bother me that he was completely different. You know, he still had snapping claws and he was menacing, he was mean and badass. And that's all I needed to know. So once they're taken out of the picture and the Horn of Evil cuts loose and they got to sing the song to wrap everything up, I was like, ugh.
I will say that the animation in that episode is top notch. I enjoyed seeing a lot of, to me, and apologies to anyone out there, but a good chunk of the shots I was seeing there is like, oh, that's kind of new to me to see that in Filmation.
Yeah.
Because we can't stress that enough. I have not watched every single episode of Filmation.
And there's one episode you don't need to watch. So, you know.
I guess in that regard, I do get kind of spared from that. But out of the appearances that Clawful makes in Filmation, what episode to you is the one that you think is the best and that you would recommend to everyone?
This one.
Okay.
This one by far, like, even though like things that go bump in the night, he's still played as like, you know, a bit of a menace. He's only in it for a short time, and same thing with Castle of Heroes. He's not in it much. Trip to Morania, Witch and the Warrior, at least he is having a one-on-one fight with He-Man in that one, but it's not very long. This episode where he is not following Skeletor's orders, his voice is the most menacing it ever was. Lou Scheimer's voice was perfect, the way it was given this kind of echoey tone to his voice, whereas it changes in all the others. Like in things that go in Frady Cat, he has this kind of nasally voice.
I now, granted, I did kind of check some clips out from the other episodes before we recorded.
Yeah.
Just to see, and yeah, I did notice the voice change, and also I think it's Frady Cat. He kind of gets jobbed out a little bit, right? Is that when he gets turned into a snowball?
No, that's
Trip to Morania.
Trip to Morania, you know, that happens there because he's wanting to fight He-Man again one-on-one, but
it's a quick fight, and he gets jobbed out pretty
that's
fast.
it. You know,
Yeah.
Frady Cat, he's just kind of following behind Whiplash, and then Secret of Grayskull, he's just there with Trapjaw, egging him on to like launch Orko into orbit in this little rocket ship. It's not a, you know, if I had to say this, Witch and the Warrior, and maybe Things That Go Bump in the Night, which is not a great episode. That was one. I actually remember seeing that on the USA Cartoon Express before I went to school, and that was one of my earliest moments of like actually seeing Clawful Information when he's crossing the beam with Evil Lynn.
Yeah, I saw that part, and he kind of stumbles and falls into her, and then they separate.
They kind of look like, you know, like
it gives that slide look.
That's you know, it's fun, but it's not him being at his best. And
so this is,
but he was usually treated with competency for the most part. Like he didn't go full on like season 2 Trapjaw and Beastman where he's slipping on banana peels and just acting like a complete klutz.
Yeah,
you know, he was spared that fortune, but his voice again just would change. And would not be as it was kind of menacing in Things That Go Bump in the Night, you know, too. It was a little bit more, but this is by far his most apex appearance, like by far.
So if you can get past Yuckers, you can get past the song, then Drill's Return is the way to go.
Like I said, or once the song starts, just stop it after that, you know.
Yeah. So that does it for Filmation. We move on here to the Staction. Clawful featured pretty a fair amount of episodes of MYP. I'll cut to the clip right now to kind of give you an idea because I don't have pictures of him from MYP, but we'll cut to a clip right now. And this is how it was.
Enjoy.
Hey, it's not working.
But here's the Staction, which is beautiful. The NECA Stactions were all for the most part, all of them were great. I don't think there's really
there wasn't
a bad one.
They didn't put out a bad one. And the good thing they added about with the Clawful Staction was they gave him some other color tones. Like they gave him kind of like that touch of tan skin on his arms and legs, whereas in MYP he has like complete red arms. Like there's no color breaks. They did a lot of good homages to the vintage figure with the color breaks that kind of fade into the arm and then back into the claws. And make him look like, a fucking force to be reckoned with. And you look at that, if you had not watched MYP and you see this, you're like, oh my God, he's got to kick so much ass. Like, well, you know what? Don't bother watching it. Just look at the Staction and just keep him in the highest regard as you can mentally, because you're just gonna be sorely disappointed. And I remember being so embarrassed and upset when he spoke for the first time. Man, my brother looked at me and just laughed because he knew I was really pissed that Clawful sounded like such a fucking moron.
Yeah. The island is such an infamous
that, and every scene he's only given, like, I think of in the Council of Evil Part 1, where he doesn't speak and actually like knocks him in on his ass and grabs a hold of his power source. He was given like a brief moment of like being formidable, but then that's it. You know, the minute he starts talking, like, why Dean Stephan, and then thought it'd be a great idea to have him talk like a fucking moron. It's like, well, we're going to have idiots among the bad guys because that's your fucking idea.
Yeah. Here is the classics version of Clawful, which is awesome.
Wonderful, man. Just beautiful. Some touches of the Staction with the shoulders and the arms there.
Yeah. It's kind of something that you don't like you don't really notice and pick up on until you just sit here and kind of observe one of these photos.
That kind of crustacean that kind of blends into like human skin.
Yeah.
You know, he's a work of art, man. He looks so fucking good, man. I mean, the Horseman did an unbelievable job with him. They really did. And there's the classics version, which looks spot on. It's beautiful.
Yep, comes with
the Horn of Evil there, yeah.
So it's like, will I get this? I think so. I'm probably gonna.
All right, dude. Well, I'm glad to know that at least when you watched his few appearances, that you know what, because it is a great design. Like it's drastically different as it is from the actual figure itself. It's if someone were to say that was their favorite, like I'm not gonna argue with that because he looked damn great.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'll keep everyone updated on my Club Grayskull Classics collection, and then of course we
look at the Muppet head. Oh boy,
we get the origins. I mean, honestly, my biggest issue is just why they make the crotch on these things so slender.
Yeah, it's just so disproportionate. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah. Banana hammock is what this I like. I fully expect you turn the figure around and it's a thong in the back. It's just how this is. It just looks like lacy underwear, and I don't know why. It's like if you just extended this out just a little more,
make it look like a full loincloth.
It would, I think, help with the proportion of the rest of the figure. That's always my biggest issue.
Yeah, it just they're not doing him any service, and then the face just looks too goofy.
Yeah. And I think it kind of would have benefited a little more, too, if they would have taken more of the touches that the Staction and the Classics had.
Well, you kind of feel like that's what they were trying to do with the Origins line anyways. We're doing a smaller in scale version of Classics with articulation and everything like that. But now I get fucking lazy.
Well, it's like right here, you could have put some of that faded red.
And look at the arm right there, the bicep connection to the forearm there.
Yeah.
Like it's
But I like we've said before, I get it. Like if you guys are enjoying collecting this and it's easier for you to get these over buying the vintage, or you don't want to spend the money on the classics and things, totally understand it. So if you like the figure, that's great. But
just don't come and ask me for an opinion. You can talk to Nathan about it all you want, but you're not gonna get anything out of me.
Yeah, I'll be a little more open-eared and open-minded to it. To
we can talk Clawful all day, but don't ask me. Hey, if I send you an Origins figure to review, would you? No, don't. In fact, don't even spend the money.
Here is the Masterverse.
God, what a piece of shit.
This is what a weird combination of. This is just like
you got armor on top of armor.
It's like they took every iteration and just, look, they took every iteration and just slapped it all together.
So fucking stupid. God, and they think they're being so fucking clever. I think it's my first time seeing this.
But hey, at least they blended the red in right there. So we do
that figure.
We do have that.
What the hell is that on his back?
I don't. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't have a picture of the back of the Master.
The head sculpt there is better than the shitty Origins one, but that figure is just ugly, man.
It's too busy, but it
looks like a
It's literally everything. It's all of this smashed together.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's really how it was introduced in the board meeting where they're talking about our next line, and they're just smashing all these figures together, and like, I love it.
Yeah, it's a little too busy.
Yeah,
but that's all I got. There's actually I probably could. I'll put the picture up here right now in post that Mondo is putting out the MYP stuff. Pretty sure Clawful's in that first little bit. If it's not, you won't see the photo on the screen right now. But
I'll send you my custom like Clawful mini comic cover too for you to share. Seeing that.
Let's do that.
Which, if you watch the Jitsu episode, you know which one I'm talking about. But just for the context of this show.
Oh yeah.
I should have said that to you, but to begin with, but it's not meant for like a great part of discussion. It was just something that.
Well, because you would always mention that, and I think you even mentioned it earlier in this episode, that you oftentimes pair a lot of characters together,
I mean, they're
Because-
both villains. They both have enormous right hands with a distinct feature, you know. And yeah, I always see them as this destructive duo. And the idea was that this is Skeletor's like a big push for him to, collect new warriors from all over the planet and gets these guys together. Just all I'm asking you to do is go out and cause chaos and destruction. Let me see what you can do. That is it. You know, destroying this village and this beautiful girl is in the clutches, and Jitsu's challenging He-Man right there. Like, just yeah,
Bring it on, motherfucker.
bring it on, man. And that's Kevin did a wonderful job bringing that to life.
What else would you like to talk about in regards to Clawful?
I just wish he was kind of, celebrate a little bit more, because I feel like anytime you see, and I've ranted about this, so I'm gonna keep this like really fucking short. But just anytime you see like He-Man memorabilia merchandise, it's Skeletor, Beastman, Evelyn, maybe Trapjaw, and that's it. Like I'd love to see merchandise or more memorabilia that pops up that utilizes like Clawful, Jitsu, Webstore, Cobra Khan. Like why they never, mix it up. Which was a big deal when NYP in the promotional images, like you see a group shot of the Evil Warriors and the Heroic Warriors, and Clawful was in that group shot. I'm like, oh my god, like they're coming out of the gate with Clawful. Like this is fantastic. So that was a big deal to me to see that it wasn't just the Beastman, Merman, Trapjaw, and Evil Lyn. I mean, Triclops is there, of course, but Clawful as well. And Whiplash became a regular staple in the roster of villains that would show up reoccurring. So
I feel like you would kind of have to at that point, because if you're just relying too much on that, I mean, people want to see that stuff.
Well, and I feel like at that point too, it's not going to be, I don't know, like. And that was something I will always give NYP credit. They did mix it up and incorporate, a lot of the villains, a lot of the heroes, even if they're only in a few scenes. They're in a battle sequence, or they're in the throne room. They're moving around. They're not like a static image or something like that. So at least they would give a lot of these characters like brief moments to like, they're part of the story. Maybe not integral to the plot or anything like that, but they're there. Part of the opening battle where they're chasing after a fucking diamond, which was always the fucking case. Some sort of emerald or Emerald of Workers Isle. Like, oh, God,
I guess I could mention the appearance of Revelation real quick.
Was that from the shitty first season or the shitty second season?
I don't know. Let me read
it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, because I've blocked a lot of it too is just you would see a character, they would have no speaking.
Well, yeah, and that was
just there.
They're just there, and that's what the movie's going to be too. It's a cameo fest, and ignore the story.
But Clawful participated in Skeletor's final assault against Castle Grayskull, driving a land shark into battle at the head of the armies of Snake Mountain. After Skeletor's return, he was amongst the evil warriors who reported to Evil Lyn at Castle Grayskull, and later formed part of the force which attempted to stop Teela and Andra from infiltrating the castle before he was dragged away by the Orlax. So there you go.
By the what?
The Orlax. Orlax.
I
honestly, I don't remember. I watched
some made up Ted Biaselli.
I watched the entire thing. And
did you watch the second season?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
God, I can't believe you did that.
And I don't remember most of it, other than the fact that at the end they're like, we don't need to have kings. We're gonna vote for a president of Eternia. Yeah, I was
Jesus
like, what?
Christ. God, you and your fucking agenda, man. Like,
anyway,
I swear to God, man. Like,
no, I don't want to get you. I don't want to get you back in that place.
Let's keep this fun. Fuck those shows. Fuck Netflix and everyone else who's working on He-Man now. Fuck them all.
Let's get back to more of the. You wish you would have seen Clawful and more.
Yeah, just make him a regular staple. Like, but then again, too, I'm always pushing for more Too Bad and more Blade, more Sorod, more Stinkor. Characters that were layered in the waves. That and that's what I would be pushing for if I was given opportunity. I would be bringing. You'd be seeing more Too Bad. You sure as hell be seeing more Jitsu and Clawful. I would make them regular staples. Like, and I don't want them to overstay their. It would be a conscious effort to always mix it up.
Mm.
And maybe even have one of those villains doing their own thing, You know, Jitsu goes off and does his own thing. He's like the main villain for one story. Then the next one is like maybe just Clawful, and then it's like Clawful and Too Bad in one story, and there would be no idiots. I would betray everyone. Skeletor's Wars is competent beings that not geniuses, but
Right.
they're not going duh.
I mean, you would have to establish a pecking order, though.
And there would be, but not beating you over the head with, yeah, he's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking cartoon. You know, it's like, you know, just like Jim Cornette said, you know. Just,
should I just cut to another clip of Clawful from NYP?
Yeah,
Let's do that.
Yeah, do that too, you know.
Ah, sure it is. It's just like my cousin's message said. They're gonna deliver Man-at-Arms to us right here.
Oh God, man, just you don't have to go down that route. In fact, if anything, don't have them talk at all.
That would probably,
you know, having a couple of mute villains, like they're just brutes and they follow orders. Like, I'm cool with that. They don't have to be smart, but don't make them into fucking morons. Like, just go ahead and take the balls right here in your hand and cut them right off. You're not doing them any favors to do that. Why would you take them as a threat? Yeah. Why would He-Man take him as a threat? If you're going to portray them to the audience as just these you know, meat with eyes, walking fucking tree stumps, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to, in your mind, feel like they have the brain of a dinosaur, that's fine. But you know what? You don't fuck with the dinosaur.
True. Yeah, no, it's a good point. With that mini comic cover that you had Kevin illustrate, obviously you got the story behind that. Are there other Clawful stories that you've kind of tinkered about over time, or any recently, or anything that's come to mind with this topic coming up?
Not really. It's like it was pretty simplistic of just like Skeletor's like overlooking the planet and observes, you know, Jitsu, you know, in his environment, and then Clawful like just causing chaos on the other side of the planet. Not part of a race or anything like that. They're solo warriors doing their own thing, wreaking havoc. They're too formidable for anyone else to stop him. He's like, I want to hire these guys. Yeah. You know, he brings them to Snake Mountain. It's like, I will pay you endless riches. All I'm asking you to do is go out and do what you do best. And let me just see what you can do under my leadership. You know, like, I know you all can do what you do. You know what you're doing, but I want you to do it for me. I will pay you handsomely for it. I want you to working together, go wreak havoc, you know, and see what you can do to He-Man, you know, just like testing their will, their powers, their strengths. Like, obviously he knows what they can do solo, like put them together, like wreaking havoc and fear, just like in the Web Story and Cobra Khan mini comic. Like, they're working together in that one. Then the Whiplash one, which is the one Kevin's working on now, that was gonna be like a solo introduction, because I'm like, well, for the idea that works better with that, but I just, you know. I see those four guys as being duos, Whiplash kind of doing his own thing or pairing up with whoever, but I didn't see a natural like ally that Whiplash would always be, you know, tagging with or something like that.
Dumb question. Clawful make the cut or didn't make the cut for the commemorative line?
He did. He is in it.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So once again, that's something I would like to cover in the future, doing the commemorative series retrospective, because those I do remember seeing at KB Toys. And once again, much like looking at your classics collection, I would go in KB, I'd see those. I was like, that box looks really nice. Like, obviously, I remember the mint on card stuff, but there was something about just having that extra commemorative packaging that really made it pop for me. I was like, I should buy those, and I never did, and I kind of kicked myself for not doing that.
Well, they're not too terribly expensive. I mean, last time I checked, I mean, you're not going to get them for $10.
No, but no, come on, man. I can't do that because
I'm just saying, if you wanted to just cherry pick, if you wanted to get a Clawful or a Faker. Faker looks wonderful in that box, and Clawful does too. I mean, some of them look better than others. I can't explain it. Maybe it's just because of the color schemes and things like that too. But some of them just look.
Which ones don't really pop as much for you?
I mean, you know, Evelyn, Merman, Man-at-Arms looks good. Stratus is kind of, you know,
yeah.
But Faker, He-Man, Skeletor, Buzz-Off, Clawful. Triclops, of course. Man-at-Arms, you know, Tila. I mean, look, granted, they all look good, but there's just something about that metallic blue or lettering with the black box around those figures. And maybe it's just me. Maybe there's some people that just don't see any kind of difference, but there's just something specific about those that just look so badass, man. Like,
no, I agree with you. They pop, but yeah, it got me thinking. I was like, oh, did Clawful make the cut for that? Because
he did, and I think he was part of. I was trying to remember if he was, because there were 2 sets of multi packs, which I can access this real quick. It's not going to mess up anything for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if Nathan remembers this or not.
Yeah, the multi where it folds out.
Yeah, they made 2. This was like I think this was a Toys R Us exclusive. I think the other one was like a J.C. Penney exclusive.
Yeah,
it was like and then there was like a big like 10 figure set that came like all together. But then Clawful was in this set. So Clawful's right here on the end.
Yeah.
And then you got Mossman was the exclusive for this set. The only way to get Mossman was to get this set. And then Zodak. And then on the back was the William George poster from '85.
Fuck.
With cross-out artwork and a nice little.
I mean, that's beautiful.
It's stunning stuff, man. And there's still a few other. Like, I didn't get the Skeletor Panther 2-pack. I only got the He-Man Battle Cat one. I got all the individual figures, and of course that massive 10-pack. At the time, I was lucky enough to get what few that I got. On allowance money and lawn mowing money.
Yeah, we definitely need to cover the commemorative series extensively.
Because without that, I don't think NYP would have happened, because that was their way of testing the waters.
Yeah,
like, is there still an interest in He-Man? And Mattel, man, to their credit, man, they did a beautiful job of, putting those out and letting Val at He-Man.org, like, hey, this is what's coming, and getting to vote on the second wave. And it was pretty fucking exciting, man, to be a He-Man fan when those things were like, oh my God, they're out.
Yeah, Tyler's on the hunt, and this is kind of prior to you and I.
Yeah, this
meeting and I mean, we may have been friends.
We were friends at the time, but I don't know if I had told you, because I got these the day that I got He-Man and Skeletor was the first day I saw the first ever like Marvel Legends out, which was like the Spider-Man, like Spider-Man, Venom, and Black Symbiote Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I was gonna get those, and the guy in the back, or one of the employees, like, said, "Oh, I didn't know those were out. Well, I'll just get those instead, and I'll put back those He-Man figures." And I said, "Excuse me." So the He-Man figures that Walmart employee said he didn't want anymore, I took those.
Oh man!
And let him have his and it was He-Man and Skeletor.
Well,
so I was like,
which was the trend for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I tried to maintain up until Classics, when it was just one figure at a time. Like, well, I can't keep this trend going here, And I tried to do it with NYP to a certain extent, but it was pretty cool. Like, for the vintage, New Adventures, and the commemorative He-Man Skeletor were the first 2 that I got. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess that kind of almost wraps it up with Clawful. A little bit on the shorter end of us, topic-wise here as of late, but potential. That's the word that always
all
toss
got
out.
Potential.
Yeah,
they really do, man. It's and again, it's a shame that they're not taking advantage of this. They're just kind of making up pig slop and fanboy bullshit that is somehow getting like approved, and say, yeah, put it out there, put it in comic book form, put it in animated form, put it in a fucking movie.
Yeah, but it's fun with Clawful, at least, seeing how you have the toy design, you have the filmation design. Yeah, it's nice.
That's what makes him pretty interesting, like, given his history, is because of all the changes that took place. And
I guess Tongue Lasher would be another one that would.
Tongue Lasher, another one that changed a lot from, like, concept to shows up filmation. Like, what is this? And then you get the toy, like, it's just a complete 180. Not in a bad way, but it's just like, holy shit. This changed a lot.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if there is that disappointment, much like when James talks about Ace Duck. And how he saw Ace Duck as he's the wrestler.
See, that was the other way around on that, man. Like,
absolutely,
I got the figure first, and so I was just, when I saw him in the Archie book and the little small book, I'm like, all it said was Ace Duck. I'm like, all right, I'm there. You know, he's not just like an airplane pilot, but it's Ace Duck, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, and I told him the exact same thing. And also, that's kind of another figure I was thinking about getting because he was showing off that
the Archie figure.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I really want to get the Ultimates that Super 7 put out because he comes with that Tommy gun.
Yeah,
and he comes with like a cigar you can put in his mouth, like the alternate had. Like, God, man, like Ace Duck is like this old fashioned like 1930s or 1940s like bomber pilot.
I mean, he's probably fairly cheap.
I mean, they dropped. I mean, some of them got down to like they were like $20. But again, I have no more room for any more turtle stuff on my shelf. Like it is packed out the ass. Like
as of this recording, $25 on Amazon right now.
God, man, I would love to get him, and I still need to get Triceraton and Genghis Frog and Leatherhead. I just have no place to put them. They'd be sitting in the floor right now.
Yeah. I've been to his place recently and saw, and it's bursting at the seams. And he's got shit laying on the couch. It's posed, but it's just laying on the couch.
Yeah, and I'm at peace. So I'm like, you know what? I just got to stop. As much as I would love to own this stuff, I know I'm a legitimate fan. I don't need to own it to say that I am a legitimate fan.
Right.
Whereas back in the day, I'm like, I gotta have it because I can't call myself a legitimate fan unless I own it. Like, no, like my passion, there's no end to it.
And that's where it kind of stemmed from when Tyler and I would go into stores. We would see stuff. It's like, oh, Tyler, you're gonna pick that up? No, man, I can't do it. And that's when it started. I thought you were a true fan.
I thought you were a true fan, yeah.
We will go ahead, since we're kind of veering off into other territory. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll get into some feedback, of course, but I kind of want to continue this conversation of us
we'll do it.
Of collecting, because as you can see behind me, I'll show this to camera when we come back from break. I got something in the mail that even I'm sitting here. Where am I going to put this? So we will see you in about a minute and a half.
Emergency. Batman speaking. Warning all of you to brace yourselves for big news.
The biggest. Batman and I will be battle poking right out of your TV sets.
To challenge the most bataclysmic collection of super criminals that ever plotted to take over the world.
It'll kill you, Batman. Holy memoranda, folks. Make a note not to miss it.
Something moved in next door that isn't human.
They did kill a girl over there.
It's horrifying. It's unspeakably evil. And now it knows that you know. Fright Night. If you love being scared, it'll be the night of your life. Rated R. Sneak preview Friday night. Check newspapers for theaters.
Hi there, friends. It's Jeffrey. When you come to Toys R Us, you can meet me, along with Gigi and little baby G. And wait till you hear who else you can see.
You'll meet the amazing Spider-Man at Toys R Us. The Incredible Hulk will be there, too. You'll see that beautiful crime fighter, Wonder Woman. The dynamic duo of Batman and Robin. And cute little Jeffrey Jr., too.
The local newspapers will have time and place. Toys R Us.
And we're back. Tyler, gosh, I'm looking. You see the NECA box. You could probably see that right there. This is.
Yeah.
You and I were both totally unaware somehow that this was released in 2018, but it got re-released, I guess. And I saw a post that Target had them in stock, ready to ship. And I'm like, I would be stupid not to buy this. But the problem is, I don't know where to put it. Oh, God. So you and I have had quite a few of these back in the day, but this is the 18-inch Daredevil.
A work of art, man. A work of art.
And the funny thing about it is I was going to unbox it the other day. It's like, oh, God. Do not miss these. I hate this stuff. I absolutely hate that. But there you go. I guess the biggest problem is with a lot of these NECA 18-inch stuff. You probably remember this pretty well because I think I had the Crow. I think I bought a Jack Sparrow at one point.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
You have Batman, you have Leonardo, I have Raph,
And the Shredder. I got the Shredder too.
and I got a Foot Soldier.
Yep.
The biggest problem is they're so heavy too with when you're posing them that oftentimes you have
They
to
come
have
kind
it.
of top heavy, almost like you've got to get those legs balanced just right for it to stay up.
Yeah, and you want to put it in a good spot to where it's not gonna fall too far. But the biggest problem that I have is the only way I can put this anywhere is it's gonna have to be on the top shelf. And I'm like, that just sounds dangerous. I guess what I'm more than likely gonna do is probably set him up here on my desk.
I was gonna say, I know you've been known to put a lot of the taller stuff sometimes, like solo ones, like on around your desk there, and I feel like that seems like an appropriate thing to do.
But I really kind of wanted to have it together with the Legends in 3D bust and then the Iron Studio statue that I have at Daredevil. It would have just because that would have complemented.
Could you have room to put all three of those, just those three on your computer table?
No.
Fuck.
No. I mean, well, maybe, but I kind of want, if I was going to do it, I would prefer to have them like together. It's like, here's the bust, here's the statue, and in behind is the NECA. I don't really.
That can't work on your current computer table.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, not really. I mean, I guess no, that wouldn't even work either. It's like, oh, well, maybe I could just do this thing where I take this monitor and have it kind of, they make mounts that you can do that would like rise above.
Yeah.
I could do that. Maybe. I don't know.
You start building a collection in the kitchen or the den or something like that.
Yeah, I'll just take over the rest of the house. It'll be fine. It's like, these
don't care.
Yeah, the toaster, the cookie jars, all of that stuff, your coffee machine. Don't need that shit.
Yeah, we're getting
we need Daredevil right here on the shelf.
I want to see that conversation.
She would just stare at me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna get that Emily stare.
Yeah. But aside from that, that was more of just one of those impulse buys. I saw that and I was like, when did this come out? So you immediately,
I can't believe you came across it. Like
that was just right place, right time.
Yeah.
Like, just accounts that I follow, they post things like prices getting marked down or this is in stock here. And I saw that 2018. I don't even remember this.
Me neither.
Maybe it did, and you and I were just like, at the time, no interest.
Yeah, it could have been something we like. Yeah, well, hell, we can't afford that right now, or whatever the case may be. And
so I immediately go to eBay, and I was like, oh, here's $200, over $200, and this was $129, which is what you kind of expect to pay for that scale from NECA. But also it gets me thinking too, like, yeah, dude, I should probably get the rest of the Turtles.
I've been tempted to pull the trigger on Donatello like multiple times. But again, if I got him, Mike, and Raph, I have no place to put them.
Yeah, it's like the Batman Returns ones that came out.
Yeah, don't have no place to put them.
Yeah,
there's stuff that I would when you devote trying to collect multiple things, you just. That's where the sacrifices are being made. You can't, unless you just want to start boxing stuff up and start taking stuff to Goodwill, or hoping you got people want to buy it on eBay.
But that would be, I mean, that's if you didn't want it anymore in your collection.
Well, obviously,
I'm not saying it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to put this on eBay because
But I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I'm either going to have to box up some sort or get rid of or stop collecting certain things so I can make room for this other idea of like, I want to collect all the quarter scale, NECA turtles. I want to get all four of them, and I want to get a Foot Soldier to go with it. And...
You need to get all the Dick Tracy figures.
God, I even then I'm like, I don't know where to put them though. That is something I've been meaning to do for decades, and I'm like, I got a few on display. So unless I really just want to pack up those little holes, those little teeny shells where they're just perfect for a Dick Tracy figure.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't see the rest of the roster of villains. Because I have a few other like oddities in those small shells too that are just the right size.
Yeah.
So, God.
Yeah, it's a problem collecting multiple things.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like I just look at it. At this point, even with Marvel Legends, man, I'm sitting there thinking I can only do so much, and it's all right. Something gets sacrificed. Like I have the Rimco Karate Kid figures right here. At some point, I'm like, do I end up boxing these up to make room for something else down the road?
Oh God! But you just have, do you have any of the play sets for those?
No, I don't have any of the play sets.
God.
Just the
say, if you had either the tournament, like the arena, like
the competition set,
competition center, or the Tatsu's. There's like a couple of small places, and they have like the big ass play set too, which has like, it's like a big, like almost looks like a dollhouse almost, but it's like you have like ninja standees and stuff like that in it too. And I mean, like, if you had any of those, I said, dude, you can't box that shit. If you got a place that you got something to display them with, like, make that shit work.
Yeah, don't have any of that. So it's I have American Werewolf in London figures down here too. I'm like, do those get boxed up at some point? I have the Bucky O'Hare figures. Do those get boxed up at some point? I have the black and white Universal Monsters in a little cube. It's like, do those get boxed up? And I'm like, I don't want to. But I also don't have any, like, what I could do, because I was talking about the Club Grayskull figures, right? If I decide to go all in with those. These cubes right here, where I have the movie figures and you see Night Stalker and Stridor right there.
Yes.
They are stackable. So on this wall right here, I could put another cube set, but then you won't see these posters anymore. So it's what do you do?
And me, I'm always about making sure all the artwork and posters are like, that's what I want up. I want to make sure they're not covered up. Like,
yeah,
I've just got to stop buying figures for a good while.
yeah.
I mean, I went on a kick of like wanting to buy a fuck ton of G.I. Joe Classifieds. I only got 2 Grim Vipers. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't right now, because watching the money, I'm like, I can't do it. I have no proper place to put my Grim Vipers too. They just look so fucking cool. I wanted to have at least 2 of them.
I saw the Grim Vipers at Target yesterday and almost bought one. I probably should have, but my classified shelf, I have room, so I could. I oftentimes, one of our listeners, Jaime Marez, who actually has some feedback that I'll read shortly.
One of our most loyal listeners for sure.
Sends me messages. Oh, what's on your list for G.I. Joe Classifieds? Like, what are you looking to get? And I'm like, right now, kind of none of them, because I was like, what? Like, even though I have the space, it's kind of been a little bit on the back burner for me, a little bit compared to other stuff that I've been focusing purchases on. Granted, that's slowed down tremendously. Like I said, this was just this Daredevil impulse buy. I bought it with the intention of, where the fuck am I going to put this? Okay, I'll find something, but I guess I'm just going to, there's a spot right here on the desk. I can just stand them up right there. It sucks, but at least it'll be on.
Well, at least it gives them a home for the moment, and, it'll change at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I have a floating corner shelf right here, but that's got my Ray Harryhausen and stuff on that. I'm not moving that.
Yeah, I can't vouch that out. You leave that stuff right where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, I have the Legends in 3D Indiana Jones bust. I actually too. Emily got me this for Christmas. I got this bust.
Whoa, that's awesome.
So it's like, where's that go? Right? So do I get a floating shelf and put it beside my Temple of Doom poster that I have out in the living room? It's like, yeah, but now that stuff's staying out there, and this stuff statues. I don't know, the weight limit on floating shelves probably isn't the best. So yeah, we're running out of room, dude. This might be it. We might be done kind of collecting.
Yeah,
most things.
I mean, I still want to buy more G.I. Joe Classifieds. Like but I'm like, I can't do it right now. Like I had this ambition. Like, I want to buy this character. I want to buy him, and I need to buy him. And
well, let's talk about that, since Jaime Marez is always asking me what's on my list. What are the Classifieds that you have on your list that you need to get?
The Mercer Slaughter 2-pack, because I'm a big fucking fanatic for Mercer. The second edition Rock and Roll, Dr. Mindbender, but I could go take or leave him, because I'm like, he fucked over Cobra Commander, so fuck him. But he's a staple of the Cobra Forces.
You're talking about the vintage card Rock and Roll, right?
Yeah. I need to get him.
Yeah,
Leatherneck. The second Cover Girl. And I wanted to get some more of the like the bats, like the more retro card back bat, the Iron Grenadiers card bat, Metalhead, Naugahyde, Sci-Fi. I really want to get Sci-Fi.
You don't have Naugahyde yet? Man,
No, it was just because he was one of those deluxe figures that cost
more
a lot at the time.
Yeah.
I did buy Budo, and he's a little bit more, but I'm like, I just love. He's a fucking samurai, dude. He's awesome.
Definitely keep your eye on Amazon. They drop prices,
which I have.
quite a
And
bit.
I've looked. Like Metalhead came down a lot in price. Like he's been relatively cheap. I just again, my Cobra shelf is packed out the ass. I cannot put anybody else on there.
Yeah, I saw that last time I was at your place. I was like, yeah, dude, ain't got no room.
No, and I still got 4 Iron Grenadiers to put on that shelf, and they're and Raptor. I have Raptor like posed and ready. He can't go on the shelf. A couple of other Cobra characters as well. So
that was another thing that Jaime was asking me. It's like, oh, are you buying multiples of the troops? I'm like, I was at first, and now I'm not because I'm gonna run out of room way too fast.
Yeah,
and I get it though.
Yeah, I just feel like not having the opportunity as a kid to army build.
Yeah.
Now like I love that Hasbro is really pushing that with every troop builder that comes out. They will. There's always plenty of them to buy. And the new variations, like I'm glad they're doing variations on the Range Viper, the Grim Viper. They put him in the his tank team and made him like black and red, and all these variations of bats from like the snow bats, the Arctic bat, excuse me, the Iron Grenadier bat. You got the retro cardback bat, and then the vintage figure bat. Like you could have a wide assortment of bat troops, and because the bats are awesome. And I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool to have like a couple of Iron Grenadier bats with Destro and the Iron Grenadiers. Like, oh, what? I can't do it. I cannot do it.
I mean, you could.
I could, but I'm like,
you gotta get a bigger place. That would be the funny thing is you finish setting that room up, and then that's when you decide, you know what, I do need to get a bigger place, and then you got to pack all that shit up.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I can't move again. There's no way I can do
right.
this
And right, I mean, I'm happy. I couldn't be any happier living where I'm at.
I get it.
I really am.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and I at this point, I really spend my money on buying Kevin's original artwork, as I've said time and time again. It's fun to do that. Buying 4K movies from time to time when something worth a damn comes out. Yeah. And
I still got to watch Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, I still got to do that. And buying vintage comic books from time to time, which I've had to kind of stop that for a while, just because I'm like, I got too much stuff. Let's try and get one thing done and ready. And I always had the desire. I would love to collect the Conan the Barbarian series that Marvel put out, because it's not expensive. Even the first issue is not asking an arm and a leg to get the first issue. Even though I'm not a big fan of like this early issue, because I don't like, and James will probably get sand in his vagina. I don't like Barry Windsor Smith's artwork in the Conan books. Once John Buscema takes over, like, oh my god, like, dude, this is just. I don't want to look at anything else other than this artwork.
Yeah. But
it would be nice to collect that entire wave, because most of the back issues are pretty damn cheap to buy. You can buy it in lots and everything. Same thing with Savage Sword Conan.
Yeah, you do. I come across those quite often at antique shops that I go and visit. Is that a thing when I come acroause Conan stuff? Do you want me to just start picking you up if they're like $2 or something? Just start picking you up.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to do that. I mean, I really have thought about multiple times and even attempted to it, and I was like, I just better stop. I have so much ambition as a fan of all of these things, and you also you can't devote your whole life to just collecting stuff. You got other things you gotta you got a life to live. You have responsibilities, and frankly, a lot of times it's good just not to spend the money. Save the money for something else. Even nothing that's related to anything here or in the other rooms, just for something else that's completely off the wall. You know what? I'm glad I had the money for that. Yeah.
I mean, that's right now. That's where I'm at. I mean, I will see things that I will purchase, like much like the Daredevil. There's a shirt company that I watched called Rucking Fountain. It came out with a David Lynch stuff, and there's a shirt with David Lynch on the front, and he's giving a thumbs up.
Okay, cool.
but it like benefits his charity and everything. So I was like, yeah, I'll pick that up. Like, I need more fucking t-shirts though too. That's another thing.
I've had to stop on that too. Outside of like these shirts that we'll get notification from Cavity Colors and
Gutter Garbs.
Yeah. I'm like I've stopped searching on TeePublic and Redbubble for shirts.
I guess I shouldn't tell you about if it's still up, the current Toy Snobs drop, right?
What is that?
Let me see. I'll see if it's still up first, and then I'll tell you to go check it out. I was just like, I can't do these. Yeah, it's still up. 90s Ninja Turtles. So it's got Don and Mike, black and white on the front. On the back says Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
We get one of April and Raph in the trench coat, the promo shot.
Okay, yeah.
And then on the back has the movie Ninja Turtle text. There's a blanket that's just got the poster.
Oh, nice.
On it. They got the keychains.
Oh, badass, man.
Those are only $10.
Send me the link for those keychains.
The buttons.
Are those buttons?
Yeah, the buttons.
Oh man, God, I miss those buttons back in the day when movies were getting promoted with buttons.
Yeah, do you remember like the abnormally large buttons?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
you couldn't put them on a jacket. It would be too gaudy.
No, but the novelty of like this big ass fucking button, man. Like Batman had buttons, Turtles had buttons, Terminator 2 had buttons. Oh my God. And I was so proud of the Terminator 2 button. I think it was I think you could even get them at the fucking arcade.
Yeah.
Like Jolly Time, I think, was one of the prizes. If you wanted to, you could cash in your tickets to get some buttons.
Yeah, that would probably take forever to get the amount of tickets to even get that. So yeah, you'll open it up. It'll probably have the blanket, but then you can just like scroll at the top.
How long are these pre-orders up?
Probably through this weekend into early next week, maybe. I don't know if there was a date.
Marvelous
on the site. Yeah,
I was gonna say right now, I'm like I'm doing.
Yeah, I was like I can't do it. Like I have 1990 Ninja Turtle shirts. Plenty
plus
right now.
We got one from Gutter Garbs or Cavity Colors of Turtles a while back anyway. So I'm like,
yeah.
But the buttons, I or the keychain, like, is it?
Yeah,
is
it's
it
like
one or you get a set of 4?
I think it might be set of 4.
It is a set of 4.
Yeah, for $10, that's not bad.
That I might seriously do, but I gotta wait till I get paid. But I'm gonna at least add that. Of course, my keychain, I've got the 3 barrels from Joel's I bought, and I've got a little Batman batarang on my keychain.
I don't have any. All I have on my keychain is my keys. I don't got any other bullshit. My mom, I don't know if she still does. I haven't looked in a long time. She had so much shit. So many keys.
Like a medieval dungeon master. Probably.
So many things like dangling away from it, and I was like, "This is fucking the worst." Because you go to like turn the key in the ignition, and there's just all this shit jangling around and like hitting you in the knee the whole time. I'm like, "Mom, what are you doing? There's just so much stuff."
I thought about that too when the 3 Joel's bears were dangling down. Like I thought I had them set up to where they weren't like that far down, but it was such a great I had to get. You could buy 1 or you could buy 3. I'm like, no, I'm fucking buying 3. I'm a Jaws fanatic. I'm buying 3.
Let's get into some feedback.
Okay.
All of this comes from an episode you weren't even a part of. This comes from the UK Comic issue 10 review that James joined in on. Gary Buchanan, NPC rules. Mike Lomax, always the best when James is on, and then drawing by hand. Wanted to wish us a happy new year because I think they had kind of missed leaving comments last a little bit. And then to follow up, Fedmon, eventually we'll get Tyler to enjoy some of these UK stories. His problem is that he only saw some of the bad ones and hasn't given any others a try because of that. Agree or disagree?
To tell you, part of the logic was, someone decided we're going to go in chronological order with these, as opposed to like, no, let's just pick the ones that are best known, more celebrated. But again, the ones I've always what few, I'm like, God, they're just bad. Like nothing redeemable about any. And I'm sure that there are some good ones out there. Like, why aren't those brought to the forefront? Well, let's go in chronological order. No, fuck you.
Well, let James, admittedly, issue 10. a little bit better. I'll say issue 35 for me. A little. Actually, this isn't a spoiler because episode 35 will go up before this recording is there. Issue 35 is the best one so far of the bunch. So leave that up to James going forward to pick these issues, and maybe we'll bring you on for one of those. I'll get James to be like, hey, let's pick one that you think is the best, and you'll be there, and we'll see if your opinion of it has changed. So
I'm telling him he's full of shit. Because I heard you said it was an asshole. I'm not an asshole. I'm the asshole, James.
JSP just tuned in. Oh, by the way, yeah, this is Premiere Chat. For those wondering, this came from the Premiere Chat of the UK issue. JSP just tuned in and saw the comment about ads. The biggest problem with the toy community today is that toys are marketed to adults when they need to be marketed to kids.
Well, kids aren't interested in toys, and we're the only people keeping the toy industry alive.
Yeah, that's
as simple as that.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing. Kids don't really like toys anymore.
No, it's handheld shit, and maybe they'll play sports and things like that, of course. But the days of action figures being marketed towards children, it's gone. It's never coming back.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure kids do play with toys, but I don't think to the extent of how
like the toys that my little nephews play with will not leave the impression on them that the stuff that you and I have played with. Like, they've been introduced to He-Man, Turtles, Marvel superheroes, DC superheroes. Like, they enjoyed them for what they are and got a lot of fun out of it, but they move on to other stuff, and it's just, I don't see them growing up and having nostalgia for certain toys. It's just, it's just a different time, man. Kids today, they have constant upgrades as opposed to new stuff, a new toy line, a new villain for this wave, a new hero for that wave. It's not like that anymore. I mean, you think about all the shitty superhero movie figures that have cluttered the aisles for years. Whether it's Marvel or DC, kids aren't buying that shit, and collectors aren't either. They're clogging the shelves. They look fucking terrible, and they keep churning this shit out. I'm sorry, but the people who are buying toys are adults paying $25, $30 a pop. That's the shit in Walmart.
That's what they need to just change the approach. Make the toy aisle, differentiate the toy aisle. Now, you have the stuff that's geared more toward the younger kids. You have your Barbie dolls and then things, but then still have that aisle. I mean, fuck, man, even Hot Wheels. It's just a bunch of old dudes going around looking for Hot Wheels.
Yeah, so, and granted, little kids, when they're real little, like toy cars and play with them and mash them and have a little race, but then that's it. They move on. Yeah. It's adult collectors who are paying. One of my coworkers at work, his son is a big Hot Wheels, and he's selling these variant figures for hundreds of dollars a piece because he'll go into Kroger and Target and Walmart, and he knows what to look for. And if he's not collecting them, he's selling them.
Yeah,
and that's just where it's going to go, man.
But they need to start having just adult collector sections. You see it a little bit in Walmart and Target now with their NECA sections. But I'm saying take all that other stuff. The Star Wars Black Series, the Marvel Legends, whatever Mattel may end up,
classifieds,
the classifieds, whatever Mattel ends up doing for their adult-oriented DC stuff coming out in the summer or a little after the fact. Just put all that shit together in one aisle, make it adult collector stuff, move it away from the regular toys section, just have it somewhere else in the store. That's just how you're gonna have to do it. Do how
put shit on retail, otherwise just.
Well, it's how Walmart's done with it's just that island, and not every store has them, but it's just that one island that's on this side has the Mattel stuff. So you go and you see it's Hot Wheels, and you go, it's wrestling figures, it's Mass Universe Origins. I've seen a lot of the Filmation stuff right there. You turn the corner on the end cap, here's Star Wars stuff, and then you go, and then here's G.I. Joe Classifieds, Marvel Legends. And that's the way it should be. They just need to put those sections geared towards adults in the stores and not blend it in anymore with the kids.
Where you got to go down the aisle and some obnoxious mother's got 3 screaming kids and they're just parked in the middle of the fucking aisle.
Yeah.
She's just oblivious because, it's her own world. No one else exists. And, I mean, all right, well, you got
to be fair
here. Then we're gonna go to McDonald's, and
she's probably having a rough day though. But yeah, we need to separate that stuff. No.
Yeah. Or just do it all online, man. Like I don't have the time or the desire to go run the circuit and hoping to God I find a certain G.I. Joe classified at this point or Marvel. I just don't have the I got other priorities, man.
I don't go with the expectation of finding anything. It's always we're in the store to get something else, and I'm always just gonna go look.
Yeah.
Like, follow up. Last week I went to Target, found Raphael from the NECA 2012.
Oh, cool.
No, not cool. It had been returned. It was loose in the package, and the tape had been cut. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy this because I don't know what's wrong with it and why it's here in this condition. So that sucks. I was like, I was so excited. Same thing with Shredder. Found Shredder, same exact thing. So I could have had.
What if they're buying it and taking certain pieces out?
No, it didn't look like it was missing anything. But it was loose and it wasn't held in the package anymore. So I'm like, is something I'm like, I'm not going to get this. So that sucks though, because at this point, the only one I would be missing would be Donatello. Whatever. Anyway, one last thing. Jaime Marez, send me this. This is wrestling related because of course. Question: has Tyler on the show ever discussed what got him to stop watching wrestling? So when did he officially stop watching, and what was the final straw?
When John Cena buried the whole Nexus faction.
That's a good.
I was like, man, fuck this, because I really got behind Wade Barrett and the Nexus faction. Like, oh, this is a great faction. These up and coming young guys coming out as heels, and Cena's like, I'm gonna come out and bury all of you. And it's hearing like Edge, I think, talk about that, and it was Vince's call. Like Vince, like, go out there and bury all of them. Like that's the end result. I want you to go do that, as opposed to no, get these guys over. They have longevity. You could go places with these guys. No, sell more than fucking t-shirts and bullshit hats. So that was like, I'm fuck you. I'm done, man. I tried watching a little bit during the time when the Shield was a dominant faction. A little bit. I mean, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't enough to like make me want to continue to keep watching. And then Nathan tells me what happens. Like, yeah, I don't need to waste time watching this shit. It hasn't gotten any better all these years since I've left. Nothing has made me feel like, you know what, I probably should have watched that.
Yeah.
I dabbled a little bit in watching some of AJ Styles matches. And Nathan sent me like a list of like some of his like current matches to watch.
Oh yeah.
And I did that for a brief time, but it again, I hate the booking. I don't care about a lot of the new guys. Like the looks look all very cookie cutter. And I'm sure there are some different people, but I'm not watching it right now. So yeah, I'm not going to know who anyone are, but it's just shitty writing and shitty booking and not getting these guys over that. You know what? Look, times are different now. Like everyone knows how wrestling works. We don't need to have, the flagship babyface constantly going over and over and over and like, but you like Hulk Hogan. Yeah, but you know what? He didn't need to go over all the time, which is why I loved his match with Warrior at WrestleMania 6, because it was a great match and he lost,
I mean, to be fair, though, he did kick out at the end. So it's not like he took the total 3. It's like, more about I almost got out, brother.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. I had no problem with that. I really don't. Because I like that when he goes out, grabs the belt and hands it to Ward and hugs him, and like it's a great moment. I think that's great. So that's why I'm like, why is like Super Cena all the time? Like nothing against him personally, because I know he loves the business. He's done a lot for kids, cares about wrestling, but it's like, my God, man, Vince could not stop sucking his dick. It's just like constantly put the guy over. All these great new heels. No, bury them all. I don't know who's worse. Probably Triple H, because he's all about burying talent, whereas Cena was just like, he's just doing a job.
Yeah, he's just doing
a job.
Well,
he's doing a job to bury the others, whereas Triple H is like.
Now, granted, there were times that Cena pulled stuff and was like, "No, I'm not losing to this guy." He would, yeah. There were a couple times that he did pull that, but yeah, man, I've kind of fallen off a little bit of watching wrestling. Like, granted, I'll still watch Dynamite most of the time. Collision on Saturdays, it just kind of depends on if I'm in the mood for it. It would probably help if they put a little more effort into that show, which I hate that they did that. The only reason Collision exists anyway is because it's like, oh, CM Punk needs his own show because he's not getting along with these guys. So that's a whole
shocker.
That's a whole other thing. But ever since WWE started, it's like, all right, we're not going to do the pay-per-views. Oh, sorry, PLEs on Peacock anymore. They're going to be on ESPN. I was like, all right, well, I'm done. That was the only way I was really keeping up with anything going on over here. So I'm not watching their shit anymore. Because that was something that Jaime asked about was, hey, are you keeping up with stuff? Like he was even saying himself hasn't really been watching anything. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I'll put on Dynamite because it's on Max. But it's like, if that wasn't on Max, I guess I wouldn't be watching AEW either. Like I'll buy the pay-per-views occasionally. I didn't buy was it Wrestle Dream in December? I didn't buy that one. I kind of wanted to, but as the event came and went and I started seeing spoilers on the feeds, even when I wasn't trying to, I was like, all right, well, I won't worry about buying the show. But yeah, TNA is on AMC now.
What?
Yeah. I think WWE helped facilitate that deal where TNA and WWE kind of have like this partnership going a little bit now. Yeah, so they're on AMC. They had their first show this past Thursday, and apparently it was very bad.
I heard AJ Styles showed up for that. Is that right?
He did, but it's like, okay. But AJ Styles is going to retire soon too. So it is what it is. Yeah, WWE is just between the pricing of their tickets, the way TKOs want to run all that, they're pretty much running the families out. It's like, oh, do you have money? Oh, well, then we don't want you. It's like, dude, wrestling has always thrived on the poor and like middle class. It's all the elite.
The blue bloods are not coming out and buying $high tickets,
it's just
fucking, Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble's in Saudi Arabia this year, so it's like, oh boy, all right. So yeah, just a lot of stuff. WWE, I was like, no. Like AEW is still there for me. That I'm keeping up with, but WWE, I'm not. It's like, oh, CM Punk's World Heavyweight Champion. It's like, great. But also, he's fucking 47 years old. So what about the youth? And that's much like you said. I think that was kind of it for me for a while too. Talking about the Nexus stuff, because when they showed up, it's like, oh, this is exciting. It's like finally, because you got to think this is during that time people were just coming off of that fucking shitty guest host stuff.
Oh God, that was so fucking bad, man.
And, I mean, there were some good episodes, like the Bob Barker one. There's a lot of shit that people remember. So there's like decent stuff, but it just in a big.
It was a stupid. This isn't Saturday Night Live, people.
Yeah, but it goes back into my whole thing, into the pricing stuff. It's never been as much as they want it to. They just always want acceptance and have like this high elite status. And I guess to be fair, they're kind of inching a little towards that way. But for the most part, all of these people have always looked down on wrestling and shit on it. It's always been about the middle class and like
and the lower class
people and just families and shit. So
I mean, it's very akin to the circus and amusement park stuff, traveling from town to town. And
that's like how Cornette says. It's like, the circus comes once a year. That's how they're looking at wrestling. It's like, oh, WWE's coming to town. I better go, just to fucking go, because it's like the circus.
Yeah, but I mean, but I also feel like people don't get it right now. But then again, too, they haven't booked wrestling in a great way where you're getting the heels over. You're building stars naturally. You're listening to the fans. It's like, no, we picked this guy. You're gonna fucking like it. It's like, have you guys not learned from the past? When you guys try and do that shit, man, like it always backfires. Think about Lex Luger and the Lex Express. People didn't buy it. I did, but it wasn't selling tickets. People didn't like it. Roman Reigns, like, it took for fucking ever for him to get over as a single.
And he needed to be heel in order for it to work. So
it's, as much as I don't like John Cena's wrestling, he got over naturally. Like the fans took to him. Same thing with The Rock and Stone Cold. They took to those guys. I can't stand the fucking Rock, but they took to him naturally.
Well, you don't like Dwayne, the Smashing Machine? He got nominated for Golden Globe. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, because the Golden Globes mean so fucking much nowadays.
Go watch the WWE Vault YouTube channel.
That's all I do. If I do anything, it's old matches on there or old WCW matches.
They uploaded a 2-hour like best of Mike Awesome video. I was like, fuck yeah, all right. How many times is Mike Awesome wrestling Masato Tanaka in this? Like 3. I love it. It's 3-way dance where Mike Awesome wins the title and they eliminate Taz first. Who was the champion? Because he was going to go bounce house and suck ass in WWE because they didn't know what to do with him. Yeah, give me that match. Mike Awesome and Spike Dudley, where he's just fucking beating the shit out of him. Yeah, give me that match. So yeah, watch the Vault channel. That's honestly the wrestling I've been consuming has been that. Like I haven't watched all of it, but they uploaded the show. I think it's from 91. I think it's 91 or 92, but they from the Royal Albert Hall. I probably butchered the shit out of that.
No, I think you said it right.
But yeah, just that venue looks amazing, and just seeing that like early. I've been watching like a decent chunk of early 90s WWF lately, because I guess it's just comforting, even if like the work rate for me doesn't do much, and I'm just like, yeah, it's like kind of boring, but it's comforting.
But
they also didn't have to do much either. But
no, but there are some guys during that time period that I was watching Brett wrestle, watching Shawn wrestle, watching Jake the Snake Roberts wrestle, and watching old WCW from the late 80s and the early 90s is very comforting to watch. The old Saturday Night's main event and that's WCW Saturday Night, not Saturday Night's main event.
Yeah.
Those are fun to watch. Watching some old Ron Simmons matches or Sting, the Steiners. The
Steiners beating the shit out of people.
Oh, it's just so fucking good, man. Yeah. It's been a few weeks since I watched it, but it was very comforting just to put on a few episodes or matches on YouTube and just sit and watch.
Yeah.
And comfort and like, yeah, you know what? I don't need anything else right now. I'm good.
Yeah. So that wrestling wise, it's a little bit of AEW Dynamite, but I'm just like, whoa, what's the Vault got on here? I'll just watch this full show. Speaking of watching things, Tyler, checked out quite a few movies. One of them was a revisit I haven't watched since I blind bought it on DVD over 20 years ago, and that was Lost in Translation with Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray.
I haven't watched that since the first time I watched it.
Yeah, resonated with me way more after all these years, just watching it. It's like very cozy. I understand both perspectives of how they're looking at life and their time when they're spending time together in this brief little stint in Japan. So
yeah,
liked it a lot. I think back then when I watched it, like I enjoyed it.
I did too, but
I didn't walk away from it being like, that was fucking incredible. But watching it now, I was like, that was really great. I really enjoyed that. It's been on my list for a while. I'm like, I need to fucking check it out because I got around to watching Good Time from the Safdie brothers that had Robert Pattinson in it, and that was just kind of gonzo. It was good and just like gonzo and weird. So I watched Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler starring in it because I am a stickler, and this proves it. I love Adam Sandler and his dramatic roles. The Safdie brothers in these films, when I talked about Good Time and Uncut Gems, the main characters are very flawed, very stupid to a certain degree. And I was just, I love this. I'm like, where's this going to go? I see how this might pan out. Are they going to go this way? And just the way that it ends brought it together in a way. I'm like, for that character, I'm like, and all the stupid shit he's done through here, I'm like, yeah, all this kind of makes sense. So I really, really enjoyed that. Of course, I watched the Time Chasers that Mr. Science Theater did, which fucking fantastic. I watched a samurai movie from 1972 called Hanzo the Razor, Sword of Justice. All right, you're gonna be like, why did you keep watching this? And I'm like, I honestly could not tell you. Hanzo, samurai, you think of samurai, it's like the police force-esque of the town. So they're saying, Hanzo, you need to confirm. All the other samurai they've put blood to paper. Like, yes, I am. He's like, I'm not going to do that. This shit's corrupt. We do a lot of nefarious things. So it's like, okay, I'm really getting behind this character. And he knows that the shit's going down. There's a killer that's out on the loose. We need to find this guy. I'm like, all right, I'm in on it. So he finds this vagrant, because that's the biggest thing with the town is like, you guys need to just take out the vagrant. So he finds this vagrant, beats the shit out of him, so much so that everyone else is convinced that guy's dead. He takes him out. And he's like, this is what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find this guy. And he points him in a direction. Find this girl. She'll give you the answers that you need. In between this, he likes to torture himself. So after he has that whole thing with the council and how he's denying himself all this stuff, cuts to the next scene. He's stripped down to nothing but like the wrap. When I say the wrap, you kind of think like, like the like sumo.
Yeah.
Like just that kind of garb. He is seated on his legs, so like knees out, but he's on this jagged, you just think like little triangles like made out of wood. He's got his shins on that, and he's got his two guys putting concrete slabs on top of him, and it's just like weighing down his shins. So he's torturing himself. He likes to torture himself. He makes sure that he says that in the dialogue. So all this other stuff happens. Cuts to a scene, and he's pouring scalding hot water on his dick, right? Just stick with me. This is fucking dumb. This is like the weirdest shit I've ever watched, I think. This is on HBO Max if anyone wants to go watch this, if you're that curious. So he's pouring scalding hot water on his dick, right? And then it cuts to this other thing. You see this slab of wood that has an indentation of his big dong on it, right? And he sets his dong on it, and he takes like this I guess it's kind of like a kendo stick, or it's just like a block of wood. He's just like hitting himself, right? And then after he does that, think of like an easel, just sitting up with like a bag of rice that has a hole in it, and he goes to it and he starts fucking it. And I'm like, what is going on? So that happens, and it cuts the scene. It's like, oh, he goes and he finds the girl, gets the girl, takes her clothes off, and then starts having sex with her and starts interrogating her. And at first she's like, ugh, and you're like, oh God, all right, this is really uncomfortable. And then she's like, no, don't stop. And I'm like, what is this? So it's just more of that. And then it just has another scene with another interrogation. I'm like, whoa. And then the movie just ends because it's starting to find there's a hierarchy, and it goes up the ladder, and like his boss is corrupt, and it goes up to the higher bullshit. And the way the movie ends is he's drinking like sake or something, and these two kids come along to this stand, and the girl's like, I need sake. It turns out her dad's dying, and he doesn't want to live anymore, and she wants to just go ahead and help end his life, but if she did that, she'd get arrested. So he goes and checks that out and like helps them out, and then the movie ends. I'm like, what is this? So I don't recommend it at all, but if you are very curious, that is on HBO Max.
So I was gonna say he takes her dad's dick and puts it on like a thing of wood, beating the shit out of it with a kendo stick. And I
think that's why I kept watching. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen next? But there are two other
Emily, I got some ideas.
God, there are two other Hanzo films that are also on. I'm not gonna watch them. Watch David Lynch's Lost Highway. I text you about that because that was one I hadn't seen before. Liked it. Very weird. I mean, it's David Lynch. I watched a coming of age story. It's a Swedish film from 1985. It's actually from the director when he came to the States. He directed What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Okay.
My Life as a Dog, and enjoyed that immensely. It's basically this kid, him and his brother. He's the younger sibling, so him and his older brother are always like getting at each other, and like he's very annoying in the first little bit of the movie, and I guess just sort of in a way, kind of like typical rowdy kid. But anyway, their mom is dying of tuberculosis and she's not doing well. And they're like, she needs to rest and you guys are too much. So they ship off the older brother somewhere else and then they ship him off to go stay with his uncle. And it's basically like this small little town, but they kind of facilitate his behavior to where it's like, oh, well, he's kind of fitting in very nicely here. So it's just kind of going through the progress of him and the friends and all the shit going around the town. So enjoyed that a lot, and just find out it's like, oh, okay, this director ended up doing Chocolat and A Dog's Purpose, Dear John, What's Eating Gilbert Grape. See what else we have. What's this fucking Julia Roberts film? Something to Talk About. You remember that? You remember the TV spots for that
movie with Julia Roberts?
Yeah, directed that. So from what I viewed, and I kind of get that too, a lot of people are like, yeah, the Swedish movies that he made were very, very good, but once he came to the States and you got past Gilbert Grape, then
he made dog shit.
Yeah. But My Life as a Dog, highly recommended that. I watched Dick Tracy yesterday because the internet was out, and then I watched Goon because it's one of my favorite sports comedies of all time. So that was the shit that I checked out. A lot of good stuff, but then that Hanzo movie is just, I'm like, how was this on HBO? And it turns out it's in the Criterion Collection. I was like, what? This is not deserving of this label and this recognition. So yeah, that's everything I checked out. You have time to sit down and watch anything later?
Not a whole lot, man.
Okay.
I didn't get in. I don't get in till late, so it's just, read comics, maybe watch some YouTube stuff, and that's really about it. I watched Dick Tracy earlier in the week, but other than that, Roadhouse. Watched Roadhouse.
Yeah, you did.
But other than that, nah, I just haven't had time. I mean,
well, all this stuff I watch while I'm at work in like 15 to 20 minute segments. So, yeah, that's how I get all my movie viewing done during the week. Well, I guess I could when I get home after work. I could put something on, but there's always just that. Am I going to fall asleep?
Yeah, normally I just put on stuff on YouTube when I'm at work in between like stops, or if I'm stopping to eat. It's just YouTube because it's quick videos. Good 15, 20-minute videos of movie talk or something like that I'll sit there and enjoy, or something like that. I'd rather be at home when I watch a movie and just nobody bother me, no distractions.
That's fair. Yeah. Mine is just, I'm like, I just got to take my mind off of stuff. I'm like, wrestling.
And that's a great outlet to do that too.
Yeah.
Watching a samurai beat himself in the dick.
Yeah. I was like, there's a
Democrat. You went out there on the floor and just started doing that yourself. And like, I ain't fucking around with that guy.
Yeah. There's a demographic for that kind of thing, but brother, I am not it. God, what a weird film. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead. We'll wrap this episode up a little bit heavier on our other conversation than our main topic, but I think for the most part we split it down the middle.
Make sure our main topic is the main topic and the at the forefront of the show.
Yeah,
So,
but I hope everyone enjoyed this. I hope everyone's enjoyed all the other episodes that we've recorded that haven't premiered yet on the channel as of Tyler and I recording this. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the content we've been putting out there for you. I appreciate it. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until later, let the power return.
There is no tomorrow.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, God.
This dude will knock you on your ass. You think I was till this chump will kill you?
Rocky. Oh, damn it.
Don't make James upset now.
Rocky 4?
No.
Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You started to say 3 multiple times. Like, say it.
I did, but I was kind of thinking. There was a slight chance it could have been 4 because in my mind, and I know you're gonna be like, oh God, you're getting it all wrong. But when you're saying, it sounds like something Rocky or Apollo could have.
Well, Apollo says it.
Well, so it goes into the thing of like, was that a line that Apollo was saying to Rocky before he had his fight with Drago in 4? Because that could have very well fit into the whole thing too. So
I like how you try to justify that you didn't.
hey,
There's a logic for somebody got the answer. Like,
hey,
this is why.
But I mean, that
all right. When James sees it, I want James to contact and say, Nathan, there's no jury on this planet that would say, oh, I can see why. I can see that.
leave it up to you guys at home. Do you think that could have worked out? I believe it. Totally fine.
We didn't have like a Rocky trivia episode.
I wouldn't be that good at it. It's like, yeah, I've watched those movies each.
We'll say fuck 5, but really just based on 1 through 4.
Well, even then, like I've watched those movies, and this applies to the whole. I think during our commercial break, I sat there and said I could probably watch all of season 1 in Filmation, and like a month later, some pieces that would be gone. I've watched each of those movies a handful of times, some more than the others, of course, but you could probably throw a quote at me and I'd be like, huh? And it just, you're way better. That stuff sticks to you way more. It's for me.
Always has. I don't know why. I guess just because movies are just they're such. I mean, you love movies, but movies have just always been an intense passion. I can't remember shit in school, but man, with movies,
that's what I'm saying. Like there is. It's like it's there, but between the two of us, there is more of a disconnect between quotes stick out more to you than they do to me.
Quotes from movies I don't want to remember.
Like what?
Just shitty movies I've been asked to watch, or
you take out the heart and you bring down the beast.
Oh God!
See, I know that one, but Tyler.
Yeah, that was a piece of shit movie. That was. I saw that fucking movie twice.
Once was more than enough for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe I thought I'd like it better the second time. Much like when I saw Mortal Kombat 2. It can't be that bad. I'll go see it again. Oh no, it's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 was pretty shitty.
Yeah,
not pretty shitty. It was really shitty.
It was really shitty, man. Yeah, as have been most video game adaptations outside of Street Fighter and the first Mortal Kombat. Yeah. They just shit.
That new Street Fighter movie not looking good.
Dude, I was like, you know what? Me and Nathan have not seen and talked about that teaser that came out. I watched it twice. Like, it looks fucking bad.
Yeah, it
just looks
rough.
Like fucking cosplay.
It does. Like the flat top on Cody
looks
for Guile.
Bad, man.
It's like too big.
Yeah, it looks so. He looks so disproportionate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is going to be like, ignore the shitty story, but look, we got all the references. Look at all the references here, people. Like, you're dumb enough to buy into it. You'll watch it anyway because Ryu looks screen accurate. No, we got 50 Cent as Balrog. Like, no, I'm just like,
is 50 Cent Balrog?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm about 150% sure.
Let me look that up real quick. When does this fucking thing come out anyway?
I don't give a fuck because I'm not interested after seeing that trailer. Like, I was mildly intrigued, but I'm like, no.
But hey, Noah Centineo, who was supposed to play He-Man like ages ago, is going to be Ken.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Like, no, fuck him and fuck that movie.
Oh yeah, 50 Cent is Balrog. I totally forgot about that.
Well.
I mean,
honestly, everything about your perspective on this, and I figure with you being such a Street Fighter fan, you would have been a little bit more, responsive to it, whether you liked it or not. But when it dropped that day, I watched it twice back to back to see if I felt any different. I'm like,
no. At this point, my expectation for anything, the bar is always set just low. So when I see something that's actually looks like it's pretty good, I'm like, oh, okay, that it really catches my interest. But no, and I mean, 50 Cent though, as an actor, he's not terrible. But
no,
I don't think he should be Balrog.
No, but I'm just like, I don't see this being a movie that takes the source material serious. It's just going to be more about references. Look at all the references. Look at the cameos.
Yeah.
it's going to make
Yeah.
the 1994 Street Fighter look like a fucking work of art.
Which, as we said, still the
Which
best
it's
live
still-
action G.I. Joe that we've gotten.
Yeah, and we'll never get another G.I. Joe movie. You know,
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well,
not in this day and age. I don't, especially when you've got Lorenzo Devon and Ventura calling the shots, like, have Snake Eyes talk. I love it. Vietnam, nah. Modern day, look at me in the war. No, just have him be buddy with Storm Shadow. Yeah, I love it.
well, I hope you guys.
Fuck him.
I love this. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for your time.
Would you like an ashtray?
I don't smoke. It's a disgusting habit.